Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to do this crochet afghan, that's what it's called, and it's like a honeycomb kind of idea. It's actually really quite simple once you understand the repeat pattern, and I think you could have a lot of fun with the different colors in placing the colors within the honeycomb structure. This is actually not a hard afghan at all, and it is actually kind of trending right now here in 2017, 2018. So here's a close-up view of it, and we're going to be working on it going in rows just like you see here. So what's going to happen is that we are going to then just do your single crochets to get yourself started, and then you're going to bring in this opposite color for 2 rows, and then you're going to bring back this other color then again for the next 2 rows in order to keep it going. So what you're seeing here in the joining points is an extended single crochet that extends over top of the existing stitches that's there to bury the color, so it gives you the illusion of being a honeycomb really. And so you can have a lot of fun. You can change each one of these. See how it's white in this section here? The next section could be a different color, so you could actually have a lot of fun with transitioning the colors in this kind of like maybe like a peacock or anything like that. So it's really quite an easy pattern to be able to make, and then you just simply just go around with single crochets, and then the final one then is just a reverse single crochet. I'm not going to show you the border in this particular tutorial because the border is pretty straightforward, but I am going to show you how to do the stitch work just like you see here. There's the repeat rows of 2 through 9. Let me show you the diagram that I made so I could understand it for myself. So here's my crochet diagram. I do this when I don't understand a pattern necessarily in the written instructions, so I draw it out so it makes all sense for me. So what we're going to do is that we're going to start a repeat pattern in order to get it to go, and then basically there's 2 rows here of single crochets. So you chain across and there's 2 rows of single crochet, and then we get into this fun stuff, and that's the existing inside. So this would be the white color, these 2 rows, and then the other 2 of the single crochet rows are the dark color within the project. So you're going to notice that we are just going to be working our way, and the next time then we get the sequence done, the next time this whole bubble area that appears like the honeycomb shape will move over just slightly over here, and the increase and the decreases come down through here. So it just switches positions in order to give you the honeycomb look. So it's actually really not a hard idea. So if you'd like to change the size of this particular afghan, you can chain in sets of 12. So you go 12, 12, 12, 12, and then at the very end, once you're satisfied with the width, just add another 11 chains, and then that will bring you a balance in order for you to have any kind of size other than the original afghan. So if you're going to chain, you can do 179, or just chain in sets of 12 and then add 11 at the end of the chain to bring yourself back in balance. So without further ado, this pattern calls for 5.5 millimeter. It's Bernat Super Value. I am going to be using a 6 millimeter size J, and I'm going to be using Caron 1 pound for my demonstration today. So without further ado, let's get you started. So let's get you started today. You're going to chain either 179 to match the pattern, or you can chain in sets of 12 and then add 11. So I'm just going to do a small sample with you here on camera. So I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is one multiple, and if I keep going in sets of 12, then I can keep on going. So I'm going to do another set of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you can either just do 179 or just sets in 12, and so I'm gonna finish off this set. So I'm gonna say that's big enough, and now I'm just gonna add 11 to bring it back in balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 11. So 11 is where I'm going to stop. So I got 2 sets of 12 going on, and then 1 set of 11 that goes me back in balance. So let's move on to row number 1. So in row number 1, we're going to go second chain from the hook. So just count it back. So 1 and 2, just turn it over and get the back loop only. And I want you to single crochet across your entire chain. So it doesn't matter what size that you're working on, just single crochet in the back loop of each of the chains going all the way across, and I'll meet you back on the other side in just a moment. So I got to the end of my chain, so I'm going to turn. So rows number 2 through 9, which 2 now starts, is going to be a repeat pattern forever and ever until you're doing the border of your project. So this, if you're going to reverse the video, this is where you're going to start. So row number 2, again very simple, just chain up 1, and then it's just going to be 1 single crochet in each going all the way across. Right? No big deal. So this is the start of the repeat, so just single crochet in each stitch going all the way across. So when you get all the way back across, you're just gonna single crochet into the last one and then you're going to stop. So the instructions tell you to change the color and then chain up 3. My recommendation is just that you just end this right now, just fasten off and just weave in this strand right now. Because you have to change colors every time you do at least 2 rows, you're gonna have quite a few loose ends on you. So you gotta make sure that you're gonna take care of those loose ends right away. So let's turn our work and then begin row number 3. So row number 3, we're gonna introduce another color. So we're just gonna bring a blue in and I'm going to create a slip knot first. And I'm going to insert it onto my hook and I'm going to insert it into the very first single crochet. And then we're going to begin working across doing row number 3. So row number 3, we're actually starting, so we're like a half of a particular honeycomb shape. So when we start row number 3, we're just gonna pull through. Okay, so that was the slip stitch and then chain 3 and that counts as a double crochet. So the next one will be a double crochet. And now we're gonna get smaller. So the next one will be a half double crochet. See how I'm going up over top of the string too? It buries it underneath. The next one is gonna be a single crochet. So the next 2 we're going to skip. But in order to skip, we have to chain 2 first. Just skip right over. So 1 and 2 and go to the third one and single crochet. So now we're gonna do a complete honeycomb. So you start off with a single crochet like I just showed you. The next one will be a half double crochet. The next 2 will be a double crochet. So 1 and 2 and then the next 2 will be trebles. So just wrap that hook twice and then going into the stitch, pull through 2, 2 and 2 and do it again into the next one. So there's 2 trebles in a row. So the doubles and the trebles all have 2 in a row. So we're gonna get smaller again. So the next 2 will just be double crochet. And then we're now gonna get even smaller. So the next one will be a half double. And then the next one is a single. So you're kind of back to where you had started on the other side. You see that? So then to skip over the next 2, you have to chain 2, skip over the next 2. You're gonna be working with these later on, but not right now. So just skip over the 2 and just single into the third one. And then you're gonna get bigger again. So just half double. You're gonna do 2 doubles. And hopefully you're understanding the repeat pattern. And the next 2 will be trebles. And then you start getting smaller again. Okay, so you got your 2 trebles in there and then you get smaller. So then it'll be 2 doubles. And then 1 half double. And then 1 single. So you're just gonna keep repeating that over and over until you get to the other side. So you can see that it's like a wave formation. And as you get closer to the other side, then you're just gonna end up with a little bit left over. So chain 2, skip 2 and single into the third one, half double into the next. And if your stitch counts are right, the final 2 will each be a double crochet. So you're gonna keep this color active on your hook for the next row. Okay, so do you see how that's working? So it looks like a wave. So that was row number 3. Let's turn our work and do row number 4. So row number 4 is exactly what you see it to be here. So if it's a double underneath, then that means the next one higher is a double. If it's a single below, then it's a single above. So to start off the first one, we're gonna count chain out 3, which counts as a double crochet, and that matches. The next one, if you remember, is a double. So this one must be a double as well. The next one is a half double, and the next one is a single. And look, you end up with the chain 2 space. So we're just gonna keep that chain 2 space going. So 1 and 2, skip over it and go into the first single on the other side and single. You're just matching exactly what you have for stitches. So the next one's half, the next 2 are doubles. Okay, the middle ones here, those are trebles. So wrap those hooks first. Okay, and then double. So you do 2 in a row, and then you get smaller again. So half double and single. And look, you have the chain 2 space again, so match it again. So chain 2 again, skip over it and just follow the pattern. So you can see that it's really kind of creating that wave shape. So skipping over, just single in the first, half double in the next, 2 doubles in a row, 2 trebles in a row, and then you get smaller again. So then 2 doubles in a row, 1 half, and then 1 single. So you'll do that all the way across to match your pattern. You can see the wave is forming, and then you just, once you get to this spot, you just chain 2 to skip over and then just come up the other side. So the very ending on the other side is 1 single, there will be a half double, and then the final 2 is each a double crochet. So don't forget, this turning chain is a double crochet. And that's it for this color. So you're gonna fasten off this color now. So just fasten off, just pull through, and we're gonna bring back the original color of this here to create the honeycomb look that you see within the blanket. So I'm just weaving these in now just to hide these loose ends, and then we're gonna turn our work and bring back that other color, and we're gonna do 2 rows of that color, and then we'll bring back this blue again later. So we're gonna bring back this blue and you're gonna create a slip knot for your hook, and then you're gonna go into the top of the first one. So it's a double, so you're just gonna go into the top of the double and just slip stitch it together, and you're gonna chain 1, and you're going to single crochet into the same one. So you're essentially just going to single crochet in every stitch with the exception of these chain 2 spaces here. There's gonna be something different. So let's just follow it across. So there's gonna be 4 right in the row. See how I'm burying this as I go? I can keep that underneath. Okay, so there was 4 right in the very beginning. So now what you need to do is that you need to play down here. So there's 2 stitches that you skipped over before. So you're just going to do those as a single crochet all the way down there. So you're just gonna take the needle or the hook and just go down right into the first empty stitch, and you're gonna go from behind and just wrap this yarn and pull through and just single crochet it as normal. And you're gonna do that for the next empty one too. So just going into the next empty one, down 3 rows below, pull up and single crochet. Okay, so that gives the illusion that everything is being hidden in behind the blue. So then you're gonna work across your stitch again. So every stitch is just gonna be a single crochet. So I'll show you this again as we get to the next spot. So you're just single crocheting yourself across. So that dropping down of the stitches gives the illusion of the honeycomb that you see. That's how easy it is to maintain that. Okay, so now that I'm on the 2 spaces again, so where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go right down here. So just insert into the first empty one, pull from behind and through, and then just single crochet. So see how I'm pulling up on a little bit? So just going to the next one, around and through. So this, when you went over top, is also going over in the back. Okay, so it's hiding on both sides, and then you just carry on. So you just single crochet yourself across the remaining stitches, and you're gonna do that all the way across. So every time you get to those chain 2 spaces, you're gonna do the same thing, with just going right over top of those lighter blue color that you have. It might be a different color in your particular sample. So I'm coming to another one. So I'm coming right down. So you see how I've run into the chain 2 space. So come right down, single crochet, down to the next one, single crochet, and then just going up. So there's only 4 stitches left on this side of the work. And I only know that because I'm used to the pattern by now. Okay, so you go right into that turning chain, and then you're going to keep that on your work. Okay, so this was actually a total of this was row number 5. So we're gonna turn our work and do row number 6. We're gonna keep this blue on. So row number 6, really quite straightforward. We chain 1, and then every stitch is gonna be single crochet. So you don't have to worry about dropping down on that particular one. Just right here, just every single crochet, every stitch is a single crochet. So I'll meet you at the end of this row, and I'll see you back here in just a moment, because next time we're going to shift over where the honeycomb appears next time. So maybe at the end of this row. When you get to the final one, all you're just gonna do is just fasten off this blue. So get rid of it now, trim your work, weave in your ends, and then we're gonna begin with the lighter blue once again. So when we are doing the lighter blue this time, we're going to shift it so that these main spot or right here is going to be over here and here. So it's gonna fall in between to give the honeycomb appearance. So let's just weave those in, turn our work, and let's begin to use that blue. So you can use a different color if you would like to at this point. So I'm going to create this yarn here, and I'm just gonna create a slip knot, put it onto the hook, put it into the first one. And now this time we want this blue here to be shifted over, so it's coming up over, and then it will be sitting in the middle here, and etc. So this is row number 7. So we're going to just attach it with the slip stitch, chain 1, and we're gonna do 1 single crochet in that stitch. Okay, so now we're going to then work our way to getting ourselves bigger right away. So just think about this 1 single crochet is on, just look at it from this perspective. You had a chain 2 here, and then we went single crochet, half, 2 doubles, trebles, doubles, half, and single, and etc. So you're starting actually the single crochet as if you've just skipped over the chain 2 space. Hopefully that helps you understand where you are. So the next one then will be a half double. The next 2 will be 2 doubles. So 1 double in each, sorry about that. And then the next 2 will be trebles each. Now when I was doing the diagram, I knew that I was doing it right, because these trebles that you're doing right now that I've just kind of slipped up on should appear right up over top of where the other 2 are straight down. Okay, so these 2 trebles are in the middle section, so these shouldn't line up completely. So now we're gonna do 2 doubles in a row. And then we're gonna do a half double, and then a single. And guess what we're going to do? We're gonna chain 2, skip 2, and then start all over again. So we're gonna go to the third one for a single, and then we're gonna get bigger. So we're gonna do 1 half double, 2 doubles in a row, okay, 2 trebles, and those 2 trebles sit right above where the other ones are coming right down right in here. So that gives you an indication I'm in the right position. And then 2 doubles in a row, 1 half, and 1 single. And then you're gonna jump over again. So chain 2, skip 2, and then go to the third one and single. So get bigger again. So you're going to do a half, you're gonna do 2 doubles, and you're gonna do this all the way across, no matter how big your project is, until you get to the other side. Myself, I'm just now getting close to the edge. So now we're gonna get smaller, so 2 doubles in a row, and then a half, and then the final one is 1 stitch left is a single crochet, and that's right because we started off with a single crochet on this side, just like you see. So turning our work, it's exactly what you knew before. So right where you know the stitches to be, so let's just chain up 1, and this is a single crochet underneath it, so we're just gonna match exactly what we see. So there's a single, the next one is a half, so therefore this has to be a half. The next 2 are doubles. The next 2 are trebles. Okay, this is row number 8. And then the next 2 are doubles. The next one is a half. And the final one is a single before you get to the chain 2 space. In the chain 2 space, you're just gonna jump over, so chain 2 first, and then jump over, and then keep on repeating the pattern. So single, you got a half, you got 2 doubles in a row, you got 2 trebles, okay, 2 doubles, okay, 1 half, and 1 single, and look, you're at the chain 2 space again. So continuing that same patterning, going all the way across, chain 2 to jump over, and then start it up again until you get to the other side. So you can see it's not a hard pattern to follow once you understand the logistics of how it's shifting over every few rows in order to complete the honeycomb look. So coming back, and then as you finish up, you're going to just match everything that you see. So I got a half double left and a single is the final. And so I'm gonna get rid of this color now. So I've done my 2 rows of that. I'm gonna get rid of that color. I'm gonna bring back the solid color once again. And this will be moving on to then row number 9, and then you go back to row number 2 all over again, back down here, and restart back up again in order to complete the rest of your project. So let's just review number 9, and then the repeat pattern 2 through 9 then starts. So turn your work and get your other blue ready. So let's get our work ready. We're gonna get this blue, create a slip knot, put it onto the hook to begin, and you're going to go into the first single crochet, and you're going to just attach it with a slip stitch, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into that stitch. So you're just gonna single crochet yourself across until you get to that chain 2 space all over again. So you have to do a 1 whole complete section because it's existing right over here. So just single crocheting, see how I'm bearing the string as I go. It'll prevent you from having loose ends to really deal with later. So you can see I'm not really counting. There's 10 stitches in a row though. If you do want to count, it's up to you. So now that you have that, you see the chain 2 spaces next. So I have to come down to this existing blue. So come down to the first empty one, straight in, go to behind the project and pull through. Just give it a little bit of slack and then finish it off as a single crochet. So the next one that's empty, down, pull through, and single crochet, and then continue to single crochet across. So you can see you could have a lot of fun with these kind of ideas for colors. You can almost make a peacock, like if you really wanted to. And I'm working my way across, and now I've just run into the chain 2 space again. So coming down to the first empty one, just pull through, next empty one, pull through, and then continue along. So that's how you complete this pattern. So this is row number 9. So you're just gonna start back up on row number 2 again. So row number 2 is just a straight single crochet with this particular color, and then you start up with the blue just how you started it before, just within the position, and the blues will appear in a different position than what you just did. So the next time you begin then, so you're just gonna single crochet this color back across, and then what's gonna happen is that these blues here will be then a here again, and then filling in the colors here and etc. So this is how you do this particular Afghan, and then once you've done with that, you just single crochet once around and then do a reverse single crochet then to finalize it off, and you usually use the color that is in the blue here in order to do that final reverse single crochet, just to bring balance to it at the very end. So this is how you complete this Afghan. I hope you enjoy, and until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.